Hey guys, I got a barn burner for you this time. It is Batman The Dark Knight Returns, issue 3 of 4 of the greatest hits of all time. So this is written by Frank Miller with art by Frank Miller and inks by Klaus Janson and colors by Lynne Varley. Here you have the continuation of a story of an older Batman who is now going to come up against someone who we've seen before, aka Clark Kent. And throughout this, you get to see the dichotomy of Clark being a country boy at heart, being raised on the farm, and he says, he says, hold on a second. And he says, I've got to go. And in the end, he goes and destroys some missiles, and you get to see that Batman has not yet given up on his city. He's intent on holding down the fort and keeping crime from becoming worse. Even though Clark has talked to Batman and said, you've got to back off. You can't do this anymore. You're not physically capable of doing this anymore. And in the end, the Joker claims more victims. And Batman and Superman are put at odds. Superman hasn't really lost a step, whereas Batman has turned into an aged old man who can't really go physically toe-to-toe with Superman anymore, but he's got other ways. And since he destroyed the mutant leader in an earlier issue, now he's even got the mutant army that's backing him because he destroyed their leader and thus became their leader de facto. So you get to see Batman trying to protect Carrie Kelly, the new Robin, and in the end, it causes the death of a heavyset guy that was sent by the Joker to kill the new Robin. They're fighting in an amusement park. How cool is that? For something like that, you get to see the Joker, and now here we are in an amusement park, and he, a little kid, he says, Batman, he's getting away, get up, you gotta kick his, and Batman says, watch your language, son, and he says, yes, sir. And so you get to see the end result of all of these years of fighting between Batman and the Joker, and all of which each one stands for. And they each stand for something completely different. The Joker is just paranoia and death personified, and Batman is going to stand for less violence and protecting those that he loves and his city at all cost. So, sorry for a shorter video this time, guys, but if you've read this, you already know it's one of the greatest hits, and I don't really have to oversell you on it. But if you haven't seen this, if you haven't read this, there's one more issue to go. See if your local comic shop can order the first 2 issues. You will not be disappointed. They are still at the same price that they were 40 years ago. So you're going to love this if you love Batman, if you love nostalgia, if you love one of the greatest stories that was ever put to paper by Frank Miller, Klaus Janson, and Lynne Varley. So that was and is Batman The Dark Knight Returns, issue 3 of 4.